Okay, I'm here again. It's that time once again for Experience, Strength, and Hope, a podcast brought to you by Antonio DaMayor. That's me, Antonio DaMayor Timms. And I hope that I enlighten you on something today. You get a laugh, you feel better, you feel like getting out of the bed because you've been sick all day, you've just been laying there, but you hear something to make you want to jump up, because this is Experience, Strength, and Hope. And we want to strengthen you, most of all, by the words that we bring you. Today, we're going to listen to a podcast from Antonio DaMayor Timms, and I hope that you enjoy it. And the way that I know that you enjoy it, by leaving me a message on the platforms that you choose. Some of you choose Anchor, some of you choose YouTube, some choose Spotify, Apple Music, Podbean, whatever you choose to listen to me on. Leave a message, leave a thank you, leave a thumbs up, a thumbs down, leave a star, 1 star, 2 stars, 3 stars, 5 stars. Go ahead, leave those 5 stars, but leave it there so we'll know. We need you to download the podcast. We need you to subscribe to the podcast. These things help us, and help us to be able to come to you weekly and every week with a different podcast. So, but do those things and we'll really appreciate it. Again, I'm Antonio DaMayor T, and I hope you enjoy today's podcast.
Hello, everyone, again, and welcome back. We are here with Tony DaMayor, part 2 of my interview that I get to have with Mr. Man, the Mayor. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing fine. I'm sorry. I thought you were saying more, so I had kind of spaced off a little bit. I thought you were finna say some more, but I'm doing excellent.
That's good. That's good. So where we left off, because I know that you are a very funny person. Mm-hmm. So I want to know a little bit about funny moments in your life. Well, first I want to know about any type of funny, memorable moments that you had when you were a child.
I was always cracking jokes or pulling jokes on people and things. So
did you ever get in trouble for some of the things that you did? You just, I don't know, you just exude.
Yeah, well, I can think of one when I was a teenager and I got into trouble for, I remember in high school.
Oh gosh, here we go, high school.
Okay.
All right, what you do this time?
Okay, I remember in high school that we had a teacher that I didn't like, and the teacher used to, you'd be in your locker, and she'd come out and grab your lock and lock your locker while you're still trying to get your stuff out the locker. So I came up with a solution for this, that I figured that, when she get ready to come to my locker, I'll have something ready for her. So me and one of my other friends, I remember his name was Steve, we held a cigarette lighter. And I can't say we, because I had the lighter, it was just his lighter. Held a cigarette lighter to the lock until it got a little pretty hot. And all I can remember is that I seen her coming, so we walk away from the locker to go to class, and all of a sudden I'm down the hall, I hear somebody go, ah! Oh. And she had grabbed the lock and it had burned her hand. And that was a joke to me.
Wow.
It burnt, it's just, okay. And I was always a jokester. I mean, that just for that. But I used to.
Wait a minute. Let's go back. She screamed, okay. She hollered, and then what else? I
went to class, and when I came back, my locker was empty, and there was a note in it to come to the principal's office. Uh-huh. And you know what happened after that? I was suspended.
How long were you suspended?
A week. Yeah, suspended a week.
Okay, now,
and that was my first suspension. I probably had more. I know I had more before. I just can't remember what they were for.
What did your mom say?
She was furious. She couldn't believe, why did you do that? What did you?
Right?
No, I got sent home, I think, or just, you in Chicago, when you're high school, you're basically grown. Oh. So, but yeah, she found out. I think they may have called home or whatever, and I told her that I was suspended, And I can't remember all of the details, but I know she wasn't happy. And I know my father was not happy either.
Oh, did you get a
I got one of them old fashioned,
The old fashioned one?
Yeah, I did.
Did you have to go out and get a switch?
No, we didn't. My father, we didn't use a switch.
What do you use?
We used the belt.
Oh, we used that belt.
Go, the parents said, go get my belt, So he said, go get my belt. And I went and got his belt. So, and the rest is history, I guess. I don't know. So,
did your parents, when they whooped you, did they talk in syllables?
I think my mother may have. I don't know. I don't think my father talked at all. Just gave it to you.
You got
keep
so many
still.
you don't remember? Goodness gracious.
I tell you, Nikki, I used to do so much stuff. I was always into something. I remember an incident. Older now, I can't remember every detail, but I remember right before the 4th of July, we were trying to light some firecrackers in the alley, and we could not get the firecrackers, like a whole bunch, like a brick, and we couldn't get them lit, right? We couldn't get the firecrackers to pop, because we wanted them all pop at once, and one behind the other. So I got a paper bag, put all the firecrackers in and lit the paper bag, and the paper bag caught a neighbor's garage door on fire, old wooden garage door. So, and it's the jokes like that got me in trouble. Even though I love, Richard Pryor and all those kind of things, I did too many things to get me in trouble. They were jokes, but they got me in trouble, a lot of trouble.
You mentioned Richard Pryor. Now, I could see you liking Richard Pryor.
Oh, I like him.
He cursed too much. I could not listen to him when I was little because I just don't like the cursing. He would be funny. Like, I liked watching him in movies, but I just didn't like all the cursing.
I don't know if that's why, I was going to talk once about the funny comedians ever. And I think Richard Pryor, Bernie Mac, and Dave Chappelle are some of the greatest comedians ever. But all of them curse a lot.
All of them curse. I know. But when you could tell when someone is really, really funny when they feel like they don't have to curse. So all three of them, they can.
Like Bill Cosby was.
Like
he didn't
Bill
curse,
Cosby,
but he was funny. Yeah.
So they were naturally funny people, but I just didn't.
And I think that's what I was. I think I was naturally funny because I would, every time we used to get together with friends, people just would wait for me to say something crazy, say something, or the kind. Right now. And I think it is, and that what I'm gonna say is, what I say is true. And so that's why, sometimes the truth can be funny, or not true. It's the things that everybody else want to say, but won't say. Yeah. Then you get that one person that will say it. Now used to be.
I have to at work the other day because if you don't know, we work together, and for the audience, and so I can't mention what happened, but you just naturally just say funny stuff.
And see, now I don't even remember it, but it's just
it was when a girl came out the office and she had this funny look on her face, and you made a comment.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
Okay. So, but everybody, this man is a natural comedian. Have you ever thought about going into comedy?
I did. I wanted to do comedy so bad, but I never had to. I was always nervous. If I was just sitting around someone's living room, a house, outside on the porch, that was easy. But to stand up in front of people, I probably would have just bombed.
You think so?
I think I may have. I don't know.
I think if you got into the groove, like you start out, a lot of comedians, I'm sure when they start out, they're probably nervous. And then after the first or second joke, and then you want to get that support system out in the crowd with you. I think you should try it. That should be a part of one of your bucket lists. That's what we're going to get into now, because I need to know what your bucket list is, and I'm going to put on one of your bucket lists is to be a comedian. Have like an open mind. Yeah, you should do that. So what besides being a comedian, what on your bucket list, what are some of the other things that you have that you would love to do and that you would put on a bucket list?
Probably a lot of it has to do with travel. Travel to somewhere like I've been overseas already.
I'm sure you've probably been to
places in the United States that I haven't been. I was in California, but I was in the desert. NTC at the National Training Center. Yeah. So I want to visit Los Angeles and see all the studios and the Hollywood and everything like that. I would love to do that. Seattle.
Oh, yeah, I've been to Seattle.
Also, I think on my bucket list is just to. This might sound crazy.
Okay,
but I would love to try driving a race car around the track. I mean, just for the I don't like fast driving. That's why I'm saying, it is on there. But I don't like fast driving. But I would love to try to drive a race car. And I've ridden in one around a racetrack before with another driver when I used to sell cars. But I want to get behind the wheel.
You want to actually do the driving? Mm-hmm. Oh goodness!
Oh, no bungee jumping and any of that stuff.
You don't want to.
That's not on.
No jumping out the plane. No, like that.
No jumping out the plane.
You don't want to do all that.
Nah, I don't want to do all that.
Okay.
I'm really afraid of heights. Mm-hmm. So.
You mentioned that you travel, and I'm assuming that was mainly through the military?
No, well, after the military, that's with my old church. I went to Germany twice, and we had a layover in England, and that was beautiful. That was nice. It was different. I'll say that. And another time we went over, I had friends that took me everywhere from Czechoslovakia to part of France and everything.
Oh, wow.
So that, as a young guy, it was really interesting.
To see the world and look at the different cultures and all of that.
And then my wife and I, one thing, we may not have had a lot of money. Mm-hmm. We didn't, but we tried to do as much as we can with our kids. Then, when we would travel, when we would go to Chicago to visit, we'd pack all those kids up in a Nissan Sentra, four girls in the back of a Nissan Sentra or so like that. My wife did it a couple times. She'd driven, with her and her friends, took the kids somewhere, So, we had. Those were fun times,
Yeah, you don't have to do much to have fun and have good family time and memorable moments.
And we were just glad to have fun. We didn't know Motel 6 wasn't a good hotel. We just got to Dallas. We said, hey, there's a hotel right there. Let's stay there. It was close to the Cowboy Stadium.
You said Motel 6.
I'm not lying.
Y'all stayed.
We were in Texas once. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you know where Harry Hines Boulevard is. It was close to that too. And we, during the daytime, the motel was, it was beautiful. We were going in and out, not beautiful. The area was cool. Nothing around there. We said, man, this is pretty quiet around here. We'd go in and we went out and did everything. But I remember us coming back one night, and I said, man, where did all these people come? It looked like drug dealers. I know it was prostitute. I can tell a prostitute when I see one,
Okay. Yeah, okay.
And a pimp. I can see that guy's a pimp, But anyway, we saw all this, and we was like,
they're called the ladies of the evening. The ladies of the evening.
Yeah, that's probably why we didn't see them tonight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because they rest during the day?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It's hard times.
Pimp rest too during the day?
Yeah, they got to rest.
He rests too, huh?
That's so
I thought he was probably going to the bank or something.
They're probably doing that too. That's in their schedule. You really like the Dallas Cowboys. Okay, don't give me stuff. Okay, here we go.
All right.
Why do you like the Dallas Cowboys? And I'm from Texas, so I'm a Houston Texan. Mm-hmm. But I liked them before, but I don't know. It's just a family thing. My grandmother never liked it, so I feel like I'm obligated to not like the Cowboys.
My father liked the Cowboys. My father used to watch football a lot, and he liked the Cowboys. Even though we're from Chicago, we love the Bears, but we like the Cowboys. And when you were my age, the Cowboys, and that's why people, a lot of people say, I don't know why they call them America's team. Everyone loved the Cowboys. The Roger Staubach.
Oh yeah.
So you had, when we were younger, to see that the team and the way that they played, their defense, was just tremendous. And so that's how
Billy
I grew up.
White Shoes. Mm-hmm. I remember Billy White Shoes. And name some older ones back in the 80s.
Ed Too Tall Jones.
Yes. What's the man's name? He's running for, is it senator? I can't remember. He's he's conservative.
I just heard that the other day.
Republican. I love him.
Right. I just heard that the other day.
I cannot believe.
I can't think of his name now.
Oh my goodness. Now it's going to be bothering me because I really has a real Southern accent too. You know what I'm talking about?
Wasn't Herschel Walker?
Herschel Walker.
Yeah, okay.
That's it.
Yeah.
Herschel Walker.
I heard something about that.
Yes. So I don't know why they're called America's Team. I guess because they had the
Be
Dallas
careful
Cowboy
now.
cheerleaders.
When you say you don't know why.
I don't. I'm
because they
assuming.
are.
Okay, whatever.
Okay.
Whatever. I'm still trying to get over the Houston Oilers being gone because that was, I love the Houston Oilers back in the day. So, but anyway, so wait, did y'all go to the Dallas Cowboy games as a family?
No, we went on a tour of the stadium.
You went to the old stadium.
I just wanted to sit in the old stadium.
Yeah,
I just wanted to sit in one of those seats with the star on the side and look down at it and say, man, this is nice. Now that's the kind of thing you could do. People think you have to have a lot of money to enjoy yourself as a family. We were a young family, and we had 4 girls. And sometimes it was hard for us to take care of them and do things. Mm-hmm. But you don't have to have a lot of money to have fun with your kids.
You sure don't.
You don't.
Kids they just enjoy less.
They just enjoy seeing different things and being in a different place. So traveling in the car, eating KFC or chicken your mama fried or their mama fried or eating sandwiches. Don't have people think you gotta have all this money and be a baller and flashy to do things, but that's not what it is.
And kids love staying in hotels.
Yeah, they do, don't they?
Well,
I mean, my grandkids, we would take them places.
Yeah, they love staying in hotels.
There's something about staying in a hotel that they like.
Yeah, but whatever. Maybe it's the swimming pool, getting ready to walk down the hallway. I don't know. The breakfast in the morning. I don't know. They just love staying in hotels. So, let's change the subject off of the Cowboys.
All right.
But one thing. Have you been able to see any of the Cowboy games since they've been in the new building? I meant to ask you.
I've been to the new building.
Oh, you have?
Yeah, we went there when it was not too long after they built the new stadium.
See, but you need to go to a game.
I need to, exactly.
You got to go to a game. Like that place is huge, and that big old Megatron like thing.
Scoreboard.
Yeah, it's huge.
And maybe it's a good Motel 6 around there.
Yeah, they got plenty of Motel 6. Matter of fact, it's probably a little further away. Get it cheaper because all the ones near the place is $200-$300 a night. So yeah. But so anyway, moving forward to the present time. What else is on your bucket list besides traveling? What do you want? Okay, so we got traveling. I put on there you being a comedian. Is there anything else, or is that pretty much?
That's pretty much it. I would like for
and the racetrack.
Yeah, I would love for all my daughters to be together and have a good old time. Everyone, all the girls and the grandkids. If I can get all my daughters and the grandkids together at one time, I would love that.
How many grandkids do you have?
7.
I just have 7. I saw one of your grandchildren at a Walmart. He is so handsome. He has long dreads. Yeah, and I think he
played football. He played last night.
He is so adorable.
Yeah. He's an excellent kid too.
What's his name?
His name is DaMayor.
Yes. I don't think he realized who I was. I think I was just a familiar face to him. And then I just kind of smiled and waved to him because he was leaving out of Walmart and I was coming in. But he's so handsome because I've seen him when he was shorter than that.
Handsome men in our family.
It's genetic. Okay, I got you. How many grandkids?
7.
7?
5 boys and 2 girls.
5 boys and 2 girls.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, I only met one granddaughter. Okay, name all let's give them a shout out because I definitely can say you are a proud, loving grandfather. You love your grandchildren. Right, so come on with it. Give me the names.
Anthony.
Okay.
Amani. Kingston. DaMayor. Aja.
That's
Joseph and Javon.
Okay. Oh,
yeah. So Joseph and Javon are not in Kansas. They're in Florida and North Carolina, and I've been there and visited a lot of times to see them and everything. But I just want them all to
You want that.
You not for a year. But all together just to see how they all do it. And they getting older. They get Joseph. His mom just told me he had an interview at Chick-fil-A and McDonald's.
Oh,
like, man,
he's gonna get is this like his first job?
Yeah, this is his first job.
Oh, and what grade is Asia in?
Asia is in the 8th grade.
Wow. I remember. Oh God.
When she was little.
Yes. Yes. Oh my goodness. And then you have one grandson that is a police officer with Junction City.
That's correct.
And I saw him the other week and stuff. So how is he doing? Is he liking it?
He loves it.
And
that's all he talks about. About the job
it's
and how much he likes it, and by opinion. And he's the kid that wanted to be a police officer when he was little.
Yeah, tell me about that.
He used to walk around with walkie-talkies all the time. He used to have, and he had his godmother would buy him these expensive walkie-talkies, and he'll be walking around the house like he's he still have the little book, like a little pad and everything like that. So he loves the job. That's the job that he wanted to do all his life, and he's doing it.
That's good.
People I remember suggesting, I said, you should do, but he had another job offer that would have been making probably almost twice as much as a police officer, but he had another job offer and he didn't take it.
Because
he applied for the job because he got the police officer at the same time. And I said, are you sure you want to do that? I'm thinking of the money and things like that, but I'm not thinking of his heart. This is what's in his heart, what he wants to do. I would hate back years ago, people had to tell me, oh, you can't do this, you don't need to do this, you should do that. But so I backed off, I left it alone. I said, hey, that's what he wants to do.
He followed his heart. Yeah. And look at him now with his uniform on.
And my grandson, Javon, I would say is probably most like me because he thinks everything is funny.
Oh.
He reminds me of myself so much when he's just snickering and laughing and stuff. Even when he get in trouble, he can be standing there and be about ready to just crack up and laugh. That just get me in trouble a lot when I was little. I did something really bad and didn't think it's funny. Yeah.
Like, burn a teacher in the hand, that kind of thing. So I always could tell that you love your grandchildren. You talk about them all the time and everything. And I think we're going to speak this into existence. Okay. That during this Christmas, all of them are going to come down. What you think? Y'all can have that moment where all of them come down during Christmas.
If they're vaccinated.
Oh man! You know what?
And we check their temperature at the door.
You know what? Okay.
Let me quit. I know how you feel about this.
So that's gonna be another episode. That's gonna be another episode.
That'll be
another topic that we'll discuss.
Okay.
But yeah. You better bring that family down there regardless of vaccinated or not.
All right.
Okay. All right. So tell me, we're speaking along the family. So what's the best time or the momentous time that you had with your daughters, even here in good old Kansas?
When I had my 50th birthday party. And they were all here.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, it was beautiful. It was really, my mom with his sister, my niece, and all of them, they were here. And I think we had all the grandkids. I don't know if they were all here or not. I think they probably had to be, but having all the girls together.
Was this the time I met your mother before? She looks young.
Yeah.
I thought she was more like a sister or something. They went to church with you.
They came to church with me, yeah.
Yeah. Like, I thought you were going to introduce me to your sister, but it was your mother. What they say, black don't what?
Crack.
All right then. Because I was like, oh my goodness, she looks very young. So that was a nice time. And tell me, how was it being in a house full of females?
That was difficult.
Because go ahead. I know there's this friend that comes every month.
What's his name? Yeah, that's right.
That
I can't
friend.
think of the singer that says thing that sounds Cycles.
The Cycles.
Cycles were always there. It seemed like, one after another. So it was fun. It was funny,
or
but
should
it
you
was.
say
I'm the
interesting?
only man. I'm the only guy. And,
I know. Bless your heart. I know. That was. Yeah.
That's why I was so happy when I had grandsons. To bring on the grandsons so we can get some men around here.
Yeah. My husband can relate because it's 4 me and my 3 daughters. So he can definitely relate with you. Your marriage.
Right.
And you've been married, give it to me again.
41 years.
41 years. Tell me, what is the secret, or what is how? Because people make a big deal about being married for 5 years, 10 years. So what is you and Miss Catherine's secret?
I think, like I said before, is that we are really great friends. We think alike, laugh at the same thing. I mean, we met in high school, so
y'all could finish each other's sentences,
yeah, probably so.
Right.
I know what gets under her skin. She knows what gets under my skin. I know when to stop and when to go. Don't when it's too much, or when she thinks because I could be a little bit too much sometimes. And so
how I want to know how can you be a little bit too much? Give me an example if it's not too.
Thinking I know everything, and I tell people, everybody, a lot of my friends, people know that I think I know everything, and that can kind of get on her nerves a lot. Thinking you have to have the last word, and so I know when to back off and when I don't have to have the last word.
Okay, so you've improved.
And so it's just us being friends, best friends.
That's good. That's good. So, what is some of the things that you feel that you would like to do better, grow as a whole, as a father, husband, grandfather? What is something that would make Tony DaMayor feel more happier, or growth-wise?
I think growth-wise, with my daughters, that I was not a good discipline. I mean, I too much of discipline. You understand? I wish I would have allowed them to have more freedom. Don't discipline the way I did, and just in that area,
when you say you wish you would have provided them more freedom, like what do you mean?
To do the things they wanted to do. It was a lot of things that we were in the church that did not believe in, and so you more than not went along with it, but you believed the same way, and it kind of limited some of the things they could have done as children, or they could have accomplished as children, and so I just wish I could have did that a lot different,
So was this during the time? Because I remember listening to another podcast. You were in, I should say, I don't know. You were involved in another church.
That's correct.
So, and it was very, very, very strict, to the point to where I do know that you even had to go to, I guess, I don't know if you would call him the pastor or the leader of the church. Was this during the time where you were like really strict with your children?
That was the same time, yeah.
It was? Yes. Okay.
Like school dance, I remember going to pull them out of the dance. I don't know if that was homecoming dance. Prom, yeah, they did prom. It was homecoming at one point. And they can probably tell you the story better than I can, so I won't even attempt to tell the story. But just a thing, football games, because they were on the night of church, and just little things, that we say, no, you can't miss church for this, and can't miss church for that, and so if it was years ago that I know what I know now, they would have been there.
Because I mean, if you think about did you grow up? I mean, you weren't.
My mom, they were strict in the things that I did, so I wouldn't, get in trouble. But I was allowed to do a lot. I was allowed to go downtown with my friends to the movies, or to the movies with my mom's friends, and just different things. And
so the church was that with your children, that it was a strong influence on you as a parent that. If you had to go back at it.
Because everything was church then.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was just strictly just church. Everything was about church. What you did wrong, what you did.
So, you mentioned back, when you were younger and you had a lot more freedom and everything. So, I do remember you speaking about you had joined something dealing with the NAACP in Chicago.
Right.
What was that?
When I was a kid, I was part of the youth Southside Youth Council and NAACP. Debbie Turner was our youth leader. And if I think, it's a lot of things you can get involved in Chicago, and there was a lot of us in our neighborhood that were part of it, But I think that I probably would have been in a lot more trouble, doing a lot more things if it had not have been for Debbie Turner and the NAACP. I was able, as a kid in Chicago, to travel to places like we went to West Virginia, Lexington, Kentucky, St. Louis, to these big conferences. And then in St. Louis, we met, we were like bodyguards for Billy D. Williams because we had to form a little circle around him and not let people come close. I saw Billy D. Williams. Alex Haley was there. I wish I could. In the elevator with not Gladys Knight. I don't know where she was, but the Pips. With the
that
Pips.
Was good enough.
That was good enough. I could have took the lead and said, "She's leaving."
You were. Chicago is like the epicenter of.
Yeah, but all this was in different cities and everything. We had big convention in Chicago once too, and downtown. But that was such a positive influence as a black kid, young black kid in the city, to be able to be a part of that and learn some history and learn from, I don't know how to word it, but just to learn things at an early age like that.
And to be surrounded by all those positive influences and positive successes around you that could, shape you as an adult. So that was an honor. Got to meet the Pips, not Gladys.
Yeah, just the Pips.
But the Pips, okay.
Gladys had already left on that midnight train.
See, there you go, audience. That's what I'm talking about. See how he just does that? So let's wrap things up here. Okay. I want to talk about you and this podcast. Give me the reason. What inspired you to do have a podcast?
Well, I love the DJs on the radio in Chicago.
Okay.
Herb Kent, the Ladies Gent, Purvis Span, the Blues Man. You know Chicago DJs on the radio. I love talk radio. When I was young, I used to listen to, and all the talk radio hosts were Caucasian then. Yeah. But I think that's how I learned so much by listening to talk radio. I learned so much, during that era. A lot of things that were going on. And I love the news now. So I love watching the news. So I love talk radio because they would talk about that. When I'm driving on a long trip, I like to listen, like a lot of people like to listen to music. I can listen to talk radio. So I always wanted to just do that little Johnny Carson thing too, at night. And we didn't have Arsenio back then,
Yeah.
But I didn't have a chance to. So when I started thinking about this podcast, I say, I really want to try this podcast stuff out. I talked to another friend about it, and I say I really want to try this podcast thing, and that was just about it. And then I said, what will I call it?
Okay.
And I said, what is the center? What is really spearheading my life? What is making me feel good now? From if you don't know, Experience, Strength, and Hope is the name of one of the books that Alcoholics Anonymous use. And that's the term. That. Your experience, what you've been through, your strength. How you gain strength, how you pull yourself out of, and your hope. What are you hoping? What are you going to? What are you doing now? Not just the bad. Because in the Alcoholics Anonymous, they don't. People just think, there's a bunch of meetings where a lot of guys that talk about being drunk, and they forget that these are guys that used to drink, or trying not. You still. If you look at it from the standpoint like we do, that this was a part of my life. That I don't want to just count as bad. That was the experience.
Right.
But what kind of hope can I get out of the experience that I had? What happened?
Yeah.
What did I do and what am I doing now?
Oh, That's
Yeah,
okay.
now, so.
I've always, yeah.
And so I wanted to hear other people's story. You know, we have these meetings sometimes, and you have a speaker, they telling their story. Mm-hmm. And so I wanted to hear, you know, and their stories fascinated me. I think that's what joined me to the meetings and everything about, and to the fellowship, is the stories that other people have, because it's people that's been through so much and been through so many things that you would look at them now and say, oh, you couldn't have did that. That couldn't have happened to you. But you see how God has brought them out, and God has changed their life.
That's right.
You know, or their higher power. He has changed their life, and look at them now. You know, what are you doing now? And I think the stories is what just really drew me and just said, hey, look, this is beautiful.
And to be able to be relatable,
right?
To
and so
other people.
I wanted, that's what I said. I wanted the podcast. I wanted other people to be able to tell their story. Or whatever. It don't have to do with alcohol or anything like that, but anything that happened in your life, let's hear about it, and let's hear about it, because sometimes we think that you hear you think that our things are not important. You know, sometimes we think that they're not important, but they could touch someone else's life.
Yes. So that was now I understand your inspiration for doing a podcast.
Right.
Well, where did Tony DaMayor come from?
Okay. You ever seen Do the Right Thing?
Yeah.
Ozzie Davis was the mayor.
Oh,
but he was he drank a lot and everything like that. That ain't why I chose it. But he inspired people in different ways. The young men when he gathered them around and Do the Right Thing, and he was trying to tell them about that just touched me, you know. So I always, when I used to be down at 12th Street one day, and that's not where it came from. In fact, I was down at the community center one day, and I was telling these kids, don't do this and mess around, you know. And one kid said, who you think you are, the mayor, the governor, or somebody like that? And I thought about it. I am the mayor, and back then I just started calling myself the mayor.
Okay, so that's where it came from.
Right.
Tony DaMayor.
Right.
Okay, I got it. So audience, we finally know where Tony DaMayor came from and the inspiration of giving us this wonderful podcast. So listen here, I want to thank you so much. It's truly been a blessing. I know that this is not going to be the first or the last time your audience is going to hear my voice.
That's right.
Because as soon as we turn this off, I have some ideas that I want to show you.
All right.
But I really appreciate everything, and I'm so glad that you were in agreement with me being able to interview you so that people could get to know who you are. Thank you very much. Thanks for listening, audience.
Thank you. Thank you for listening to Experience, Strength, and Hope by Antonio DaMayor. Antonio, DaMayor, Mayor Timms. If you were inspired by today's show, tell a friend, tell a neighbor, tell a loved one, and give us a great rating and review on Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Spotify, or any other platform that you listen to today, and we will appreciate it. Please leave a comment or email us at bigdog0862@me.com. That's bigdog0862@me.com, or call us at 785-307-4662. That's 785-307-4662. You may even want to tell your story of experience, strength, and hope. Once again, I'm Tony DaMayor, and I thank you for your time.